The world is talking about the BRICS Union's recent move, and there are rumors that they are introducing a new payment system, including a common currency, among them in an attempt to challenge the dollar's dominance in the West. Interestingly, however, President Donald Trump of the United States has been saying things like, "BRICS is finished. My threat of 100% tariffs has stopped their anti-dollar moves." But are they a BRICS nation? They're a BRICS nation, Spain. You know what? A BRICS nation is president-elect. Trump has threatened to impose 100% tariffs on BRICS nations unless they commit to refraining from creating a new currency. But is that really the case? Or have the BRICS actually launched a new global financial offensive? Let's examine the situation step by step. On the one hand, the BRICS countries hope to develop their own payment systems in order to challenge the dollar and the global dominance of the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. On the other hand, President Trump of the United States maintains that the dollar is not manipulated. BRICS members will be subject to tariffs of up to 100%. The question in this diplomatic poker game is who is serious and who is bluffing. In his trademark style, President Donald Trump said that BRICS are dead, meaning that these 5 nations have thwarted his anti-dollar plans. He claims that these nations have retracted their anti-dollar actions because they cannot afford to be shut out of the U.S. market, and I have threatened to impose tariffs of up to 100%. According to the American media, Russian President Vladimir Putin is hosting a meeting of world leaders for the BRICS Summit of Emerging Economies today. Some people believe Trump is correct in saying that trade would shake the BRICS. Others claim that this is merely political rhetoric, but in actuality, BRICS is moving forward on this issue. Since its founding, BRICS has advocated for the establishment of our own financial institutions and currency agencies near China that openly express their discomfort with the dollar being used as a tool for sanctions, as well as the creation of alternatives to Western-centered organizations like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. Due to global interbank financial transactions, Russian financial sources have suffered from social isolation. Financial communications as a result of Western sanctions. Countries like Brazil and India claim that they wish to conduct their own business free from Western-imposed regulations. But at BRICS summits, the question of why we shouldn't adopt a common payment system has always arisen. Some refer to it as BRICS currency, while others call it trade in local currencies and a common digital payment infrastructure. Although there isn't a clear commitment, the most recent news suggests that they are now in the real testing phase, which in turn prompts worries in the U.S. that the dollar's dominance in the world could be challenged at the same time that there was discussion of BRICS anti-dollar moves. Donald Trump sparked controversy when he declared, "I terminated this group." This claim is controversial because China, the largest BRIC power, is already involved in a trade war with the United States. Would it be too afraid of a 100% tax threat? He claims that no one can cover the dollar's throne because BRICS backed down, because they were afraid of losing their trade relations with the United States while they were preparing plans to remove the dollar from the picture that they shield for fear of giant tariffs from Trump. Russia is partially isolated from global interbank communication. The dollar system is already having trouble with financial communication because of Western's sanctions. How much will Trump's threat alter this situation? Indeed, India and Brazil have close trade relations with the U.S., but would they be so afraid that they would halt all bloc initiatives? This is an intriguing development, according to leaks from the Brazilian state media. Brazil has stated that strengthening local payment systems in place of a single currency could be a deterioration of the BRICS currency concept. Brazil says, "I don't have to use a common BRICS currency, but I can use a currency other than the dollar." This perspective raises the question of whether BRICS will totally disintegrate. Trump boasts that he has already defeated this group, but even if the BRIC nations do not fully adopt a single currency, they may attempt to lessen their reliance on the dollar through various means. What does Brazil's recent announcement that it will forsake the BRICS currency plan and concentrate on local payment systems mean for BRICS in the US. This indicates that it wishes to at least delay the idea of a single common currency, even though it may not mean a total departure from anti-dollarism. However, India cannot avoid BRICS as it aims for geopolitical balance, good relations with the West, and the purchase of reasonably priced energy from Russia. There isn't unanimous agreement among BRICS members because pro-Indian state news reports contend that actions that might escalate tensions with the U.S. should be avoided. According to sources close to the Brazilian leadership, we know that trading in dollars is risky, but we do not necessarily need a common BRICS currency. We can trade outside the dollar by strengthening our own local currency mechanisms. For instance, Brazil is signing local currency agreements with China and other countries. Some say we should abolish the dollar, while others say we should do it gradually. However, is this system a deterrent? Attempting to cooperate with regional nations like Argentina in local currency, which offers protection against possible U.S. sanctions. Even if Trump demands 100% tariffs, perhaps Brazil could respond, "I will cover my deficit with Asian or regional trade." Is it a complete break? No, but the United States might have less leverage. BRICS countries are preparing for a new summit in the near future. India is taking a similar tack with its local currency initiative, which is a method of gradually decreasing the dollar share, without the BRICS causing a major revolution. Management of artificial intelligence. The primary focus of this summit is global health policies and financial reform. Of course, anti-dollar moves and a common currency or payment system will not be discussed, but it may be overly optimistic to say that everything will be clear because brick-and-mortar contradictions persist. At this summit, they may agree on a framework to facilitate trade in regional local currencies, but a full dollarization will still occur. No revolution is anticipated, though Trump's 100% tax threat is also rumored to have cast a shadow over this summit. India and Brazil's ambiguous positions may not be enough for Russia and China to be the driving force. The U.S. administration claims that if you try to replace the dollar, I will wipe you out in my market, and some BRICS members view the U.S. market as crucial, which makes the step of totally eliminating the dollar is challenging. One of the most startling questions is whether the United States would retaliate with massive tariffs if the BRICS members truly put in place mechanisms to weaken the dollar's dominance, or if this would result in a total fragmentation of global trade into blocs. Perhaps they will announce a symbolic common payment system and move slowly. It is generally expected that both sides will reach a diplomatic agreement without using their trump card. But with Trump 2.0 on the agenda, the wave of protectionism may return. Some argue that yes, tariffs would increase. The world would enter a new era of trade war, and no one would win. Others counter that if the BRICS set up their own payment network, the impact of the West's tariff weapon would be reduced, and perhaps the end of tariffs could come. If the United States says it will impose 100% tariffs as the first step in building our own trade networks, then diplomatic talks will be necessary to ascertain the true balance. Which point of view do you hold? Are the BRICS genuinely creating a payment system that will surprise the U.S., or are there internal inconsistencies and Trump's threats prevented them? Are tariffs about to end, or is there another significant trade conflict, an impending war? Please leave us a comment and remember to subscribe to our channel. Turn on alerts and click like, because this story about tariff wars and non-dollar trade will continue to make headlines around the world in the near future.